All right, Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching His word and also laboring in His word in truth, love, and sincerity. And may blessings fall upon the houses that are 1/3. Know the difference between your marks, okay? Know the difference between your marks. All right. Now, in this quick lesson, I want to go into three specific words to go back into the word mark, and get the definition of what this mark means. Okay. So the first one I want to get is the one in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. All right. Ezekiel 9 verse 4, it says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Okay. And the Lord is specifically talking to an angel right here, right, with the writer's inkhorn. Okay, so he's telling them to go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. Now we know Jerusalem is a people before a place, right? And he's telling them to what? Set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, and this is what this angel is doing. Okay, he is spiritually, and this is a spiritual mark right here. Okay, he is spiritually setting a mark upon, the men of the Lord that's sighing and crying of all the abominations and the things that's being done out here on the earth. Okay, now what does this mark represent? Let's go into it. We're going to the mark. In the Hebrew, it means tawaf, meaning a desire, a mark, a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay? By implication, a signature, desire, a mark. So this is what this mark means, a tawaf, as a sign of an exemption from judgment. So we know this is a spiritual mark. Okay, so what this angel is doing is putting a spiritual mark upon the men's forehead. That's what? Of the men that's what? Sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, this is what these men are being marked with. Okay, the exempt from judgment. Okay, now when you go into the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, when we're dealing with the mark of the beast, because this is been a heavy topic for the last few days, right? Because a lot of you Israelite groups, you don't want to speak on the mark of the beast, right? You take the mark of the beast as a light thing, which we know the mark of the beast is a huge end time prophecy, okay? And we know this devil, Esau Edom, is going to come down with wrath and a part of his new world agenda, and he's going to try to cause everyone to be chipped with the mark. And this mark is a physical mark, right? And this mark is going to be done carnally. Okay, there's nothing spiritual about this mark, but this is a carnal, physical mark that Esau wants to implant in you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get it. The book of Revelation 13, verse 16, it says, "And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name." So in the Greek, right, this word for mark in the Greek is what? Charagma, right? Charagma. Let's read it. Read the definition. It says a stamp and a printed mark of the mark stamped of the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah or the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven, a work of idolatrous images. I see a scratch, or etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude, right? And it says that because if you do take this mark, the mark of the beast, you are, basically bowing down to Esau Edom. You are becoming his slave. You are becoming his servant. You are becoming obedient to him as if he's the master, as if he's the Lord. Yeah, if he's the Lord over you. Okay? Or sculpture, a figure, a statue, a graven mark. Right? So this mark, this charagma, is a physical mark. You mean? And an implant and an incision. See, that has to be implanted in your skin. And where is it going to be? Where are they going to try to chip you? As the scripture says, what, in your right hand or in your forehead? But you got Esau. It's going to also try different other ways, and as he already has been doing. Putting brain chips in people. Various different things he has been doing. But still, if you still take the chip by any way, shape, form, or possible, right? You're going to be destroyed. You see? Because you got different people to say, well, what about your forearm, right? You even had people at times will make jokes where say, well, what about if I get it in my butt cheek? Because Jake just like playing games, But regardless, if you take the mark or if you worship the beast and his image, right? All those still pertain to your destruction, okay? Because more than likely, if you worship the beast, right, in the image of the beast, more than likely you're going to take the chip, okay? And those are three different things. You see, the beast, which we know is the system, the structure that has been set up, right? The image of the beast, the things of the system, for as like the philosophies, etc. And then you have the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Okay, so going back into this word mark is what? The charagma. Okay, now I want to read verse 17 again. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the number of Salakia. It says, and that no man might buy or sell that he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see, so without this a physical mark that Esau is going to implant in you, you're not going to be able to what? Buy. You're not going to be able to sell. You're not going to be able to do things regularly in society, okay? Because like we've been saying, this whole system, this whole setup, Esau has been gearing lately, and it's been going on for quite a while, for the setup of what? The mark of the beast, the chip system. Okay? A technological move that Esau is doing, to ultimately, so it can be ushered in when the dollar collapses. Esau's going to have a whole backup plan for when the dollar collapses. He already has that all set up. Okay, and right now you see is the programming for the whole chip or the whole mark of the beast system. All right. So yeah, without this chip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. Okay, people say, well, the mark of the beast is philosophies, or the mark of the beast, is this or that. Well, dealing with philosophies, you can't buy or sell with philosophies, because if that's the case, before we came into this truth, we was all into all types of philosophies that Esau Edom. You see? So what are you saying? We got the chip? No, man. You see? No. Okay, the chip is the mark of the beast. The chip's like it. The chip, the mark of the beast is the chip, the RFID microchip. All right. It's like, I know I'm all over the place and I'm kind of speaking a lot, but I want to try to get this point across for the lack of time. Another one I want to go into is the book of Romans 16 verse 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. So now when you're dealing with this mark, it's what? It's scopeo. Okay? It's scopeo, meaning to scope one out. Right? And when you go into it, it says what? To look at, to observe, to contemplate, to mark, to fix one's eyes upon, direct one's attention to anyone, to look, to take heed to thyself. Okay, and for instance, the leader of HOI, which is a priest Zavak, yeah, the mark is set upon you. You see, the scopeo is set upon you. You see, that we are looking upon you, and our eyes is fixed upon you, and looking at you, and says, what, you are someone that Israel should avoid. Okay, because you playing games about the mark of the beast, man. Okay. You are absolutely playing games about the mark of the beast. You're not teaching the people what the mark of the beast is, because, either you are paid off or you don't know what the mark of the beast is. You see? So what? Yes, you are marked. Yes, the Scorpio is on you. You know? So just in those three instances, these three different marks, you know, are all different. Okay? And they all, you know, have their own, you know, they all have their own, you know, definitions for you know, what's you know, being spoken of. Okay, you got, you know, you got the one in Ezekiel 9 verse 4, which is what Thawab, the exemplary judgment, right, for that spiritual mark for those that's, you know, sighing and crying for the abominations that's being done in the midst of the earth, right? Then you have Mark in Revelation 13, 16, and 17, which is Charagma, which, you know, that's the physical mark, the carnal mark that Esau wants to implant in you, right? And then you have the mark of Romans 16 and 17, where it's a mark that someone sets upon you, right? When it's, you know, it's a mark that sets upon you where someone's to avoid you. Okay? When someone's to look at you and to take note upon you, or put the notice upon you, into what, to avoid you. You see? And the mark is on you right now, Sabak. Okay? Because you full of folly right now. You know? You are completely full of folly. Okay? So I want to read it again. It's Romans 16 and 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them." And that's what they are doing. They are caught. He and his camp, right, is causing divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which we have learned, right? So with all that being said, what are we doing? We are avoiding him. Okay, we are avoiding them, meaning, you know, there's no way we would set up and have any type of unity camp or fellowship with them type guys, you know, because they're teaching the off doctrine, you know, and they're not warning the people of the mark of the beast, which this is a serious deal. And as you know, the elder Yashawamba was going into, you know, they're making it as a joke and making it as a light thing, but it is no light thing. You see, this thing has to be taken serious, you know, and what he's doing is making it as a mockery, you know, making it as a mockery and making it as if something, as if it's a light thing, but it's not a light thing, man. The mark of the beast is a serious deal, man, and Esau is going to be going out of his way to you know, put that mark in Jake, man, or put the mark of the beast in Jake. You see, because that's a part of his new world order, you know, and in doing that, we know how Esau plays. That Esau is going to do anything necessary, you know, to get done what he wants to get done. Okay. Hey, so yeah, so with that, you know, Slaki, I might have been rambling on a little bit, but hey, you know, hey, know the difference between your marks, okay? Because you got a lot of groups that will come up